Just want to give you a quick update on our progress for mission work up in Alaska. We arrived last Thursday after about 16 hours of flight time, and on Sunday we did our first flight into a village. There are villages on the west coast of Alaska that were hit by the recent hurricane that went in about a month ago, and they have been without food and water and electricity for a while. It's been restored, but they need some backup generators that will provide power in the event of the electricity going back out. They store a lot of their food in refrigerators, and the refrigerators need to be powered, of course, when the power's out. We were able to get into two villages, actually, one on Sunday and one again on Tuesday, two different villages. And we brought generators and food and supplies. And we also brought literature to these people, which they accepted very well. We have a contact now in one of the villages, and they've invited us back to do depression recovery and nutrition seminars. So we're now putting those seminars together here between the three of us. Three of our volunteers are going to be doing that. The church here, one of the churches here, where we're located, has the banners for the 8 Laws of Health, and so we're hoping that we can borrow those banners and take them out with us to the villages. God He has truly been answering our prayers every step of the way. On Sunday, when we looked at the weather to go out to this village, it's about 800 miles away and takes about 2 hours in the airplane. I looked at the weather and it looked like it was going to be really miserable. And, when it gets to be miserable and iffy, then you start, calculating the risk of, going or not going. And so I prayed to the Lord. I said, Lord, this is your work. We haven't done any mission work. We haven't done any flying up here in Alaska yet. So would you please give us good weather so that we will have a comfort level going into this village? And guess what? On Sunday, I looked at the forecast in the morning, and the skies and the weather was really good. And so I was like, thank you, Lord, for answering my prayer. So we went out there, had a wonderful time. The wind was blowing actually pretty hard, but it wasn't hard. It wasn't enough that would cause us not to go. However, once we landed and I turned on to one of the taxiways, the taxiway had ice and snow on it. And as we were taxiing, the wind was now coming crosswind to us, and it started blowing us like we were going to slide off the runway. And so I was like, Lord, help us, help us. And he kept us under control. I got to some pavement where we got traction again, and I shut her down. And then we unloaded. We went into another village on Tuesday, and the same circumstance. I asked the Lord, would you please give us good weather, because it looked miserable again. And when we actually got ready to go, it was actually even better than the previous mission. We went out to the village, and when we got there, it was a gravel runway and a short one, and we were able to get in and out of it just fine.
All right, here comes Gospel Ministries International making their final approach to runway 34, Palmer, Alaska. Can you beat that background? And we have right above us some swans going over. That is so cool. First landing, Palmer, Alaska. Cessna 425 Conquest, twin turbines, 900 horse. Very short landing. Wow, that was a short landing.
One of the other things that we had been praying for this last summer, was that God would provide a contact for us in these villages so that we wouldn't have to take the time to plant couples or people in these villages in order to work with them. And he has answered our prayer in that regard as well, because the first village, the person that came out, 1 out of 2 people came out, and the one person invited us over to his home for lunch. He says, "I want to make you sweetest pancakes and eggs." And so we said, "Okay, we're hungry, let's go." And so we got to spend time in his home and meet his wife and his 2 little precious little daughters. Got to know him, and he has a heart for the people. He really wants to help them. He says there's a couple of people that just committed suicide. 2 of them, those 2 that just committed suicide, were people that he knew, and he was a close friend with one of them. So he had tears in his eyes as he was telling us the story, and he said, we need to help these people, and we confirmed. We says, we're here to help as well, and we can give depression recovery seminars and health seminars. And so he says, well, by all means, come back. We'll set you up in one of the halls, and the people will come, and you can share with them the information. And so we're excited about that we have a contact. Just as we had asked God, he has prepared the hearts in advance for these trips into the villages. And we're looking forward to coming back with some more generators and some more food and supplies. And then we'll come out with a load of people, and we'll actually mingle with the people in this one village. So it's just wonderful to see how God has opened the doors and is continuing to bless us in our efforts to serve him up here in Alaska. As you can see behind me, we are living in what's called a dry cabin. There's no running water, no toilet, no showers, but it's a nice place to sleep. It's got a stove, a wood stove, so we can stay warm. And then we go over to the other cabin for showers. But God is blessing us so much, and I just want to give you this quick update. Keep praying for us as we'll keep praying for you. Thank you.